Hey people, Infantry 2v2, Calderis Refinery blue side. We've got this fella, this translates to Charlatan I believe, also known as Sky Silver, with a Techmarine. Starts off in ranged combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. Alongside, we have this fella, also known as Blood Rain, this translates to Business, playing a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that leaps into combat, some powerful disruption and support. Red team, Bruce Campbell, with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. This is the Black Legion elite scheme. He's got a different hat on, and these fellas have different helms too. Rounding off the teams is Cry with a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects. Strong offense, disruption and support using the Death Skulls clan elite scheme. Capping that central VP. The southeast and northwest players have a lot on their plate. They've got to look after both of the natural powers and the victory point. So support from the other player at pertinent times can make or break it on this map. Got double shooters, we've got some CSM as you saw, got some tactical marines and banshees into some more guardians for business. Destructor flies out on the shooter boys and they got flanked by the Warlock. Sluggers are there, but looks like they don't want to mess with him because there's a bunch of stuff coming in here. Lob cap in here from Charlatan. Not sure what that scout fella was doing. CSM with a little bit of a flank, but they've got banshees on the prowl. Warboss moving in now with the sluggers and the shooter boys. There's some Tzeentchian worship to infiltrate these Chaos Space Marines. Tactical Marines getting into melee using their Kraken Bolt buff. There's a Doom Blast. Banshees took a big chunk of damage from it, but they do get rid of the Heretics. Doom Bolts coming in. A little bit late maybe. Would have been nice to combine with the Doom Blast suppression. Now, Banshees are dealt with. It's Tax versus CSM in melee. Tactical Marines typically win that if they have their Kraken Bolts available. CSM are already quite low. Heretics though on retreat path for the Tactical Marines. Sorcerer too. Can they get one of those fellas? Got them pretty low. Sometimes it's just so difficult to kill Marines in Tier 1. On the east side, a turret up from Charlatan to defend this power approach. You can still flank it from here, as you can see. 482 to 500 very early on the VP. Sluggers get a node. That's good play. Gets a node, and they only dropped one model doing it. Double shooters now back in the mid. Oh, triple shooters here for Cry. Where's the other fellas? They're capping this wreck point. No upgrades from yet. A Guardian Weapon team for Business. Charlatan needs to reinforce the Tactical Marines, but they're not doing so. What did they buy? Oh, they bought the turret, that's right. And Artificer Armor on the way too, taking some resources. Sorcerer. Got the decap, good enough. They're kind of hanging out in the mid now, stabilising a bit the red team. Anything for the Heretics yet? Not that I can see. Both in their default state. These guys are going to get a decap. Any little space you see, use it to cap stuff. You force something off, bash the power, pressure the power, cap stuff, do something. Unless you're in the very late game and you're kind of looking after contested VPs or something, you always want to be putting pressure on the map. Sorcerer teleports in with his Sword of Flame, putting Coruscating Flame on himself. And Charlatan's in like defensive mode. Turret up, we got mines going in from his Artificer Armor. 3 of them there. They will be spotted by detect units such as the Shooter Boys if they get their Nob Leader, and by the Heretics if they get their Aspiring Champion. Tactical Marines barely getting away there. It's a scary combo, isn't it? Chaos and Orks. Tripled 4 to 500. Guardians have their grenades available, but they are going to be met with a massive firepower here. Triple shooters and those CSM, and those guys are starting to get big shooters in play. Charlatan still doesn't have another unit on the field, and they're really feeling that lack of field presence. I mean, their power's nice and safe, but they're dropping models, they're dropping other points. The map is very red right now, although that Warlock is causing problems in the backlines, decapping stuff as you saw. Heretics chasing off some Guardians. I think they'll be okay. One of them will anyway. Trying to put up another mine is the Techmarine. And gets it. I think they instantly arm as well, these mines, as opposed to the mines that you drop in from the Lord Commissar and stuff. We saw a wipe over there. That was Heretics wiping. Sluggers do get away. Maybe a little bit of an overextension there from the red team. But it's still very much in control of the mid. Tons of Daka aiming what's that to suppress those guys. They get a little burst away after they set up. But after that they would have been locked down in suppression, as their weapons called. Suppression doubles the cooldown time of your weapons, I believe. Or maybe even triples. There are some ranged weapons that don't have a cooldown time, so it doesn't actually affect them, but it still slows the unit's movement and stuff. Grenade launchers on these heretics here. Techmarine trying to peel off models, but here come Raptors to tie him up. He's taking a bunch of range damage too, and does get away, I think, unless they jump. There's the jump. Gonna try and finish him in melee. Couldn't quite get it done. Retreating units taking 30% more damage from melee attacks, so you always see players trying to set up retreating melee smacks. Couldn't quite finish those guys off either. Charlatan does go tier 2, but not that much faster than Cry, and Cry has a huge presence on the map right now. They've sacrificed a lot in tier 1 to get a quick plasma cannon up, of all things. It should have a great effect on the blob of Orks, but there's also Raptors around, and they know about the Raptors. They just got jumped by them, so we'll see how those Devastator fellas do. Destructor didn't seem to do a lot of damage there. Raptors still harassing the back lines, now jumping away. Staggered jump onto the Shuriken, into the firing path though of the turret. Heretics being assaulted now by the Warlock. Got a bit of XP. Bit of a power bash. Turret doesn't help you on that power bash really, does it? 346 to 500. Warlock soaking up some good damage for the Banshees to approach. Warboss trying to grab that VP over there on the east side. That's a good first plasma cannon shot behind that shield. Can the blue team start to get a foothold in the mid now? There's always that transition point in tier 2 where the team that was applying pressure typically have to back off a bit as they get that tier 2 rolling. Bruce Campbell goes tier 2 now, the last player to go. A Falcon on the way for Business. I mean, there was a lot of pressure from the red team, but they did not bash power enough, I don't think. They could have been a bit more aggressive on this power, especially without the turret overseeing it. And with the Raptors, arguably, they could have did a combined assault to go for that. Jump it with Raptors, support, and get that turret down. Axe of the Mechanicum for the Techmarine, Artificer, and Refractor Field. Unique amongst shields, in that it doesn't prevent him being knocked back, but it does debuff the accuracy of enemies just trying to shoot him, which is fun. Fun for him. A war truck. He might have sluggers inside of it already. I think it does, and they can use their burners maybe to take down the turret. But here comes a Falcon, and unlike the war truck, this support vehicle has decent anti-vehicle weaponry. I say that, it's not doing much damage to the war truck. And you see this sometimes with the Falcon. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like it's trying to shoot the units inside rather than the truck. It's doing a little bit, but you'd expect it to do a lot more there on the rear arm of the truck. Look, it's barely being touched. Strange. Dawn of Bugs, Dawn of Weirdness, Dawn of Zinch's influence. Raptors jumping in. They do have their aspiring champion, gives them that heavy melee demon maul. CSM in a bad place. Retreat path, Banshees, always scary. They could have maybe jumped in and caught up to them. No, maybe not. I don't think the Falcon could catch retreating units. The grenades weren't great either. We got some Stone Guard veterans for Charlatan. Goes straight into tier 3. Scouts are gone. I don't think they even bothered to upgrade the scouts. Sorcerer gets a special attack, because of course they do. I swear there's like a 50-50 chance of the Sorcerer doing a special attack once he teleports in or something. Always seems to happen. Teleports in, special. Blood Crusher on the field for Bruce Campbell. They are finally getting onto this turret, kind of. Oh, the Techmarines there being annoying. This war truck still taking no damage from anything, apparently. Warboss, no war gear, runs away. This could be nasty for the Orcs. They take the turret, but need to try and safely get away from this. The Banshees do have the aspect of strength and their Exarch leader. Blue team are really pinned back. Look at the map. Very little blue stuff going on. Cry goes tier 3. Again, not that far behind the Charlatan player here. The player named Charlatan, I should say. Vengeance rounds loaded in for the Stern Guard. Trying to go after the Falcon. Sorry, go after the War Truck. Falcon is friendly. Falcon is friendly. Do not shoot the Falcon, fellas. Although I'm sure and all those Xenos Inquisitor will be happy with it. 299 to 500. Lots of Daka. Blood Crusher now looking for a target. Might see go after the Falcon. This is a demon with vehicle armor. Some good melee DPS, but can be weak to hard anti-vehicle. And we haven't seen a lot of anti-vehicle damage come out of that Falcon yet. It's been kind of weird. Sometimes you'll see it like chase down a Razorback seemingly easily. Sometimes it barely scratches the War Truck. Sluggers with burners and a Knob Leader going after the Techmarine. The shield doesn't debuff the accuracy of melee attacks, but it does obviously prevent damage as the shield is up, as long as it's up. Distortion field on the Banshees from the global bar of the Warlock. They jump inside the Falcon. Still see the effect for it there. 282 to 499 on the VPs. Raptors have found the Guardians. Maybe we're going to see a grenade from those fellas. They need a bit more energy though. Demonic Roar from the Blood Crusher. CSM getting very low with the Mark of Zinch and Aspiring Champion. Banshees Warshout didn't seem to suppress anything, but they found the Raptors. Found them good. Almost wiped them out. In fact, they might get it still. 1 hit point on those fellas. It looks like the War Truck blocked them. Triple cap for red team. Blue team still really up against it. Here comes a Predator tank for Charlatan. But Cry, as I said, well into tier 3. Looks like they're saving for a battle wagon here. Not sure what the blue team are going to do about this. Warp Throat. Plague Marines in a bad way. They'll be alright though. Tough old fellas. In the mid, the Techmarine gets a decap. And here's that Predator tank. Starts off with an autocannon on top and some heavy bolters on the side sponsons. Good generalist tank here. It's got the extra armor upgrade too. Can get more specialized with the las cannon loadout for anti-large target, anti-vehicle shenanigans. War Truck is still being a nuisance. The regular Predator tank more than a match for it though. Got to turn that turret. One more shot would do it. There we go. That's how you do it, Falcon. Sluggers run. They had user choppers active. Guess they were chasing down something before. 166 to 499. Massive VP lead for the red team. Battle wagon is indeed on the way. Predator tank has made a difference. Plasma cannon's still here. Where are the Stern Guard? Coming out of base now. Techmarine level 2. It's always fun to see a melee Techmarine, I think. Warlock does have the warp throw. And they're also in tier 3. Looks like Bruce Campbell is the only player in tier 2. The Space Marines have to run. Doesn't seem like the Raptors want to jump into that. Try to get some heavy melee hits. Blood Crusher is also not too fond of getting involved. Taking big chunks of damage off it with those autocannon shots. Plague Marines are going after it though. Have that snaring missile launcher. There's one hit. Guardians are there to repair. There we go. Sorcerer's going to fall on retreat, I think. And the Banshees are potentially going to set up a triple cap here. Looks like the Warboss though is on that Eastern VP. Seems to be what he's mostly been doing, this Warboss. Decapping that VP. Plasma Cannon getting a pretty good shot there. Brothers dying. Oh, Stern Guard dropped a model, but they can reinforce off the Falcon if they're close enough. And they are. There he comes. Plague Marine's getting disrupted. Orks swarming the Devastators. Looks like they're going to be okay. I think, yeah, there we go. No curse of Indrid. They lived. Warboss did grab the VP, and Plague Marines are grabbing the central VP. Can they get a full power bash here? Techmarine grabs level 3 and has a melter gun. Grabs that too. They should be able to bash at least this full farm. This one's already been bashed up. Red team don't seem to want to engage head on in a 2v2 fight here, which kind of surprises me. They have the Plague Marines, they have the Blood Crusher, the Pressure, they have the Battle Wagon. Here comes a Knob Squad, maybe they're waiting for that. I was not paying attention to the chat if that was communicated or something. They got a full bash though. And look at this, Charlatan's got a turret up to annoy them. I mean, they're trading power, I suppose. And with the Knob Squad on the field, red team still very much in the lead in terms of VPs, obviously, and in terms of army too. Fire Prism though for business. It's all business. There's the Fire Prism getting shots in. Long range fire support. Got 65 range or something, this thing. Pretty nuts. Especially when it can disrupt from such long range like that. Stop caps and stuff. War truck still rumbling around. It's got units inside of it. You can see those light bars. Allows it to fire all weapons and move a bit faster. I think it's +1 speed. And it fires the big shooters on top. Do the knobs have upgrades yet? Nope. Looks like they're inside the battle wagon, I guess. Can't be inside anything else. There's no garrisons on this map. Last cannon is on the way. In direct response to that battle wagon, I think. Falcon has the shield up, as you've seen, and can help out. Plasma cannon doesn't quite get a good shot. Stone Guard run. Here comes a venerable Dreadnought, though. Unique to the Techmarine. One of my favourite units in the game. Just goes to town on the Orks. Has melee resistance, of course. Big chunk of hit points. Big chunk of melee DPS as well, with the splash damage on it. But can it get away? Does it need to get away? The Plague Marines are being disrupted pretty well. Raptors have found the Plasma Devastators though. Uh-oh, user choppers and Ard Boys. Looks like my venerable Dreadnought buddy is not gonna survive. Oh, he's living. Oh, there we go. One more missile shot was what it needed. There's the stoicism. Giving him like 10 seconds of I'm gonna kill everything, rah rah rah, and then he dies. I mean, it kept the Knob Squad busy. Did it actually kill models? It took out 2 models. Fire Prism and Falcon doing some good work. And that tank is still around too. Level 2 with the las cannons. Twin linked. 220 per shot. More Orc harassing the east side. Who's that down? That's the Warlock down over there. What is this? Oh, big old zap gun shot. That's what that was. They tried to dodge it. Oh, can they go after the battle wagon right here, right now? 3 vehicles chasing. Warboss might try to just stand in the way of them and be annoying. Looks like that's exactly what he's doing. Took a swing. But he's only got his default 42.5 DPS chopper. Don't know why I turn slightly Australian whenever I say chopper. D cannon on the field for business. Chasing off the Orcs. Those guys can't cap though. They be vehicles. Only the Sentinel can decap stuff. Those guys are grabbing it back though. Stone Guard with their Hellfire rounds loaded in. Warlock has been revived and runs away. Techmarine is level 4. Is Charlatan going to get another unit? The Venerable didn't last long. Terminators. Don't have the red. Land Raider? Repair me after tank, says Cry. Oh, talking about this. It'll take a while for the heretics to get it done. There's no sluggers around to repair it anymore. 112 to 394. 2 to 1 for blue team. Have a decent amount of VPs to make up still, but they're looking pretty strong in the mid with plasma cannon and D cannon and fire prism. There's a lot of disruption here. Need to be very diligent targeting the Knob Squad with the fire prism, I think, because they're probably going to be moving and they're going to dodge the plasma cannon shots, but should be able to hit them with the fire prism. An instantaneous like zap of Eldar stuff, whatever it is. Laser beams. Are you hitting the Sorcerer? Lost the indicator for him. He took some damage. Direct hit from that las cannon, the Markov Zinch Chaos Predator. We got a Bright Lance too. Some more anti-vehicle. Is it going to be jumped? Doesn't seem like it. Plague Range just hanging out too. Who's decapping here? Shooter Boy still harassing the powers. Good play from Cry. Tried to stretch the blue team between 2 points. Sorcerer has to run. Techmarine now in trouble. He's forced off. This might be the time to push. Oh, maybe not. Warboss has also had to leave. He can still buff the Knob Squad though with his globals, or buff the Raptors right here. Can they get the Bright Lance down? Not quite. They could maybe jump again. They haven't leveled these guys. Leveling is pretty important for everyone obviously, but in terms of jump troops, they really want to level so they can jump multiple times easier by getting the extra energy from leveling. Last Cannon Tank versus Last Cannon Tank. Oh, here's another Predator tank for Charlatan. Sorcerer did not get away. Still a 2-1 for blue. Shields up. Plasma Cannon up. D Cannon up. How much pop you got left, Business? Enough to get something cool. What is this? Terminators? It is. Chaos Terminators for Bruce Campbell. See what these guys go for. Maybe just auto cannon to put extra pressure from range on those Predator tanks. Techmarine is persuaded to leave. Plague Marine's got the decap. They did drop a model though. The damage that single shot did from the Chaos Predator on that Fire Prism. Only 500 hit points in the Fire Prism. They are kind of glass cannony, but if you've got that control, keep them at maximum range, they can be pretty awesome. Knob Squad back inside the battle wagon. Down goes that Loyalist Predator tank, and down goes the Chaos Predator. Can they get the other Loyalist Predator? They can. Lots of death in a very short amount of time. It's the Dawn of War 2-way. Techmarine's had enough of shooting stuff. Run back to melee. Oh, very briefly. Melter Gun is back soon. But as I don't know, you can freely switch between any war gear that you've purchased on your heroes. You just need to wait the 20 seconds. I think that's been standardized. I think it was the case at one point a very long time ago, maybe even before Elite, but I think the Warboss was able to switch war gear quicker than other heroes or something. But I think it was all standardized. Down goes the Falcon, down goes the Fire Prism. That was a good rocks for Cry. Game's really opened up at the end. Chaos Terminator's down to a single model. Looks like they're going to be okay. Fire Prism now goes down. Blue team just got overrun. 102 to 269. An amazing assault by the red team. Those double tank busters were awesome. Rocks finish it off. This guy's in base now. Oh, with a Knob Squad. But that's an Eldritch, I think. They spotted it in time and they took out their own D-cannon, I think that was. Triple cap for the red team. I think they've done it. With that awesome attack at the end. Level 3 Stern Guard. The Warlock did have Providence, and there's the concede from the blue team. Techmarine was level 5. Warlock was level 4. It had a level 3 Sorcerer. And the Warboss, no war gear at level 3. It was an exciting game. Blue team started off very, very slowly with Charlatan refusing to get units on the field. Got tier 3 in decent time, although not amazing time. Were able to do some good work with the tanks, but red team came cruising through with tank busters and knobs and terminators, everything they needed to get it done, and they sure did get it done. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.